Eh, So what is design thinking? So design thinking is basically it's a framework. Okay. Framework, again, what is framework? Just like Agile is a framework, it is basically a series of standard steps that you need to follow for efficiency. That if you follow a certain way of doing things or apply certain way of doing things, you will get desired results. And that is a framework. Okay. And so design thinking is a creative problem solving framework. Why I have this image is most of the time, ice cream is the biggest, it's a kind of solution for most of the problems. Okay, on the funny side, but um, creative problem solving is very, very important in any aspect, whether you're a BA, whether you're a tester, developer, all this really helps.
Okay.
So a little bit of history in terms of when did this creative problem solving or design thinking process actually start? It's seeded. Its inspiration came from solving wicked problems during World War II. World War II, people or countries would think about how do we outsmart the enemy, how do we build something very, can we build stealth, can we build XYZ, etc. etc. Okay, then the concept also really started cropping up in early 1960s. Lot of design professors started writing about it. So what happens is designers have a certain way of thinking and solving problems. Okay, it's like this. They may have broad problems like, hey, how do you solve the garbage issues in the city, in Bangalore city? Can you think of an innovative solution? How do we reduce pollution in the city? So it's pretty vague sometimes. So designers have to go in depth, try to figure out what to solve, what not to solve, and which to solve first. So these kind of things. So then what happened? Harvard professor Peter Rowe also wrote a book on design thinking, which kind of formalized the importance of design thinking. Okay, in the late 1980s. 1990s is when IDEO is a popular design company. Okay, so it popularized the term design thinking. Okay, it built a lot of tool sets which could be applied even to the business context. So a lot of the corporate world started adopting design thinking. Okay, 2000 is when design thinking actually made its entry. Stanford School of Design also started teaching this. So the Stanfords, the Harvards, in the early 1960s, 1980s is when even universities in UK kind of started preaching design thinking.
Okay.
Okay, so design thinking is the so let me tell you. So this is very important. What is design thinking? Design thinking, okay. So you may also think, why do we need design thinking in every walk of life? So let me give you an example. For example, you're a business analyst. You are asked to think of, ways to solve a particular customer problem. Okay, you're given a one-liner statement like revenue is, there are revenue leakages, or that the amount of time taken to solve, amount of time taken to resolve a customer issue is taking more than 30 minutes per customer.
Okay.
How can we reduce? How can we reduce the time taken? So, as part of business analysis, I told you, we are also business consultants. We are problem solvers. We are
Yeah.
finding the customer issues, and solving customer problems means we are solving a lot of the issues, or which actually means you're playing a proper business consulting role, and that's why design thinking is very important. So design thinking has 5 standard steps. Okay? It has 5 standard steps called as empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Okay, as an abbreviation, I remember it as EDIPT. EDIPT.
EDIPT. Okay.
E for empathize, D for define,
For
For
ideate.
ideate, T for prototype, T for
T
test.
for test. Okay.
What does empathize mean? How is empathy different from sympathy? You know the difference?
Can you please repeat the question?
What is the difference between empathy and sympathy?
Empathize and sympathy. Sympathy is like feeling somewhat.
Uh-huh.
Empathize like we need to gratitude or greeting.
You're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. If I feel sorry for you and I say, Ayo, Papa, that is sympathy.
Yeah.
Actually, listen to you completely,
Mm-hmm.
try to put myself in your shoe,
Mm-hmm.
that takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Putting myself in your shoe, listening you out completely, sincerely, and understanding your problems completely is empathizing.
Empathizing. Okay.
So, a lot of my students
Mm-hmm.
spend a lot of time empathizing.
Mm-hmm.
They directly want to create solutions. Like they know, hey, okay, so if we create this job, this will happen. If I automate this, or if I apply AI ML to this, it will solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Without understanding the problem, we are trying to go create a solution. In the IT world, that's usually the case where we are trying to automate stuff, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So we are not spending enough time with the problem. So staying comfortable and with the problem is a
Mm-hmm.
problem itself. So that is not happening. So empathy is very, very important. So you need to learn about your customer. Mm. So you need to spend more time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you an example. Okay.
Okay.
So there was a study done. Okay, in big, Indian stores, no, Big Bazaar.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens is as soon as you enter, sometimes you will see there are people in uniforms, or even sometimes casual dress. They are standing in the side somewhere. Okay, as soon as you enter,
Mm-hmm.
they are observing the customers. So you will see one or two people just standing and observing, not doing anything. Just
Mm-hmm.
people who are entering the store. It was found that on an average, every man who entered the store
Mm-hmm.
would turn left. As soon as they enter, they would turn left and move towards the left.
Okay.
Every woman who entered the store turned towards the right.
Okay.
So if you ask a man, go by,
Mm-hmm.
what that person will do is, generally, I'm generalizing. So I'm talking about when you collect data over thousands of people, generally
Okay.
behavior is like this. You go ask for bread, they directly go pick up a basket, they look for bread, they found bread, they put it in the basket and just move ahead.
Yeah.
Right. So this is general men behavior. Or you ask milk, they just go pick up milk, they look one or two
Mm-hmm.
and not really do much. Just pick stuff up, put it in the basket and move on.
Yeah. They don't like to do window shopping. They just whatever they need.
Yeah. So similarly,
Mm-hmm.
you ask a woman to buy bread, woman will actually look for whether it's brown bread or white bread, will
Mm-hmm.
look for constituents in the bread, if there are any offers, will look for the expiry date. And
Mm-hmm.
so what Big Bazaar or any other retail store observed, that women customers are very meticulous, highly detailed, and look at lot of aspects of the product before purchasing it.
Mm-hmm.
As men don't do that. Hence, bread or any products which were just about to expire would be placed on the left hand side. of the retail store.
Okay.
Okay. But highly detailed products which are packaged well, we had some exciting offers. These kind of detailing or highly detailed products were kept on the right hand side. So in how retail stores are reading their customers and placing products in different places. It may come across as a joke, but they spend a lot of time finding their customers. Okay.
Yeah.
In American retail stores, so let's say there is a couple with a kid, small baby, just newborn or maybe 6 months. So the
Okay.
needs diapers. So the mother tells the father, can you please go buy a diaper? So the husband says, okay, dear, I'm going to go buy. And let's say you're staying in the suburbs or something. The husband actually drives all the way to the retail store.
Yeah.
So when you're driving all the way to the retail store, the husband goes inside, picks up diapers. On the way, he also picks up beer. So what these retail stores noticed for their data analysis over a long period of time, that every man bought diapers, he also purchased beer.
Okay.
So they put beer next to the diapers.
Diapers. Yeah.
And then their sales skyrocketed. So this is the power of user, studying your users, okay, or doing user research. And here it is mostly data analysis, where you are trying to analyze data to understand customers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we looked at two aspects where you observe the customers without actually doing much. Okay? Basically, observing your customers. This is the other one is nobody is observing the customer, but the data suggests this is what is happening. And therefore, you make changes to your business, you make to the placement of the product to increase sales of the product. And this is classic human behavior being translated into, or customer behavior being translated into profits for the business. So I'm trying to highlight the importance of understanding your customers, so the right problems for them, which will indirectly lead to a lot of profitable business.
Yeah. Got it.
So empathy is that stage. Empathy is that stage where you spend a lot of time. So Google also says, hey, the best way to see it's like this, right? So if I go to someone, any human being, and ask, do you like to eat healthy food? They will say yes. Would you like to eat a lot of greens? Yes. Do you exercise? Yes, of course. Would you like to drink a lot of water and then maybe take good care of your mental health? Yes, of course. We should do meditation. We should drink a lot of water. We should exercise. We should eat clean foods. Yes, everybody says. But then actually, if you observe them over a period of 1 month, they may not go to gym as much.
Yeah.
Go to malls. They may not eat healthy food, but you may find them in burger joints, food restaurants. So what people say versus what they do are two different things. And hence, the best way to understand people is not to ask them questions, because they will anyway give you feel-good answers. Instead, observe your users to understand your users better, user behavior better. Is just observe them. Don't try to ask questions, interview them. Okay, so that's a great way to understand your users so you can empathize with their situation better.
Got it.
So once you empathize with your situation, empathize with the situation, then you get to define. Define is where you define the problem. Okay, what problems are these customers facing? It's like this, right? Before Uber existed, okay, tell me something, think a little bit and tell me what problem is Uber solving for customers?
Uber solving customer.
Yeah, what problem is Uber solving? Okay. So why are you using Uber? You're
For
also a customer, right?
transportation. Yeah,
For
to go somewhere.
transportation. There
Yeah,
is
for a
Yellow Taxi also, no? There are multiple taxi service providers.
Mhm.
Yellow Taxi is there. A lot of other taxi providers are there. Other modes of transport are there, right, to travel. But still Uber. Why Uber?
So they are giving more offers and discounts.
Okay. What else? Think. But these offers are not consistent, right? There, it's not.
Yeah, it depends.
What is the main reason why you think about it?
Uh, Uber is basically easily we can find cabs compared to other.
Is it sometimes when it rains, or sometimes when there's a really rush hour? Can you find Uber?
Sometimes it happens, but most of the time we get it.
Correct. So you are saying I can find Uber quickly anytime. I get
Mm-hmm.
Ubers. Also, the most important problem that Uber is solving is it helps you to get from point A to point B within a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Generally, you will know the estimated, arrival time.
Yeah,
Correct. So
true.
Uber is providing you the service, a doorstep service, or service where the vehicle is coming to your location, and it also promises that I will drop you at this location, so you kind of know what is the estimated arrival time roughly.
Yeah.
Okay, and like you said, other things being that it gives you offers, and other sort of features. So it's actually solving these problems. So it understands what the customer wants and solves those problems. Okay, so
True.
you're actually defining the problem. Then you come up with ideas. How do I solve this problem? Like
Mm-hmm.
looking for offers. Okay, so offer is not a problem as such. You need offers in everything. So what they're trying to solve is customer needs to get from point A to point B, and they want to do it within a certain
Period of time.
yeah certain limit of time. Also, they want to do it with lot of consistency. They want to do it with some sort of mm, commitment to time, saying that hey, I'm going to drop you at this particular time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is what. So these are the, and therefore you want to come up with features which actually address those issues. Prototype is where I build mock-ups. Just like wireframes, I can even show Uber screens and explain. I can tell the whole story. So wireframes can be used to tell a complete story.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense? So wireframing could be that. Prototyping could also mean I build a real working model, or I could even hire 5 taxis and you know put it up, you know have it hover, have it move around in areas like what is it, Times Square. Let's say around Times Square. So there's usually a lot of rush, right? So people
Yeah.
usually take a lot of cabs. So let's say I put 5 cabs there and then launch the Uber app. So then
Mm-hmm.
I test it out actually. So that's my prototype. My prototype is putting 5 cabs with Uber sticker
Mm-hmm.
in that place. So they're waiting. That's prototyping. I've kind of built my model. Testing is I've launched it. I'll say from today on Uber is available. Then I'm
Mm-hmm.
collect data on who uses Uber, when they use, when they not, etc. And then I could improve. I can improve on that. So basically, I'm empathizing. I'm defining the problem, identifying solutions, which is ideate, P is prototype, and I'm going to test it.
Okay.
Okay, so these are 5 steps. Now it's not completely understood. I'm going to run you through some problems. Okay, so you will understand this better.
Okay.
So let's
But not
understand this.
only Uber,
Yeah.
right? Like many other cabs also they are giving estimation time of arrival.
Yes, they're doing it now more consistently.
Mm-hmm.
earlier, if you see, Yellow Taxi did not have an app, right? Yellow Taxi did not have an app.
Okay.
So
Because
probably how many years since how many years? No, after Uber came in, there's a lot of improvement.
Oh, Uber is the
Taxi
first
yeah,
company. Okay.
yeah. There are times when I've gotten into Yellow Taxis. I got into New York rush hour, and in between the taxi guy says, "Hey man, I can't go any further. Please get down here."
Okay.
I have to get down there. So sometimes I don't even know where I am, and he's a couple of blocks, and I don't know. I've been walking like crazy somewhere, so all the bad experience can happen. So Yellow Taxis didn't have. Maybe it's having. I mean, I'm sure there are different companies which are
Currently, yeah, it's a Lyft and Uber. These two are the running ones.
running ones, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. But worldwide, if you see, Uber is still like in India. I think Uber and Ola are doing okay. That, but there's a lot of consistency in Uber. But see, these
Okay.
first people. See why I took that case is these are some of the first companies which try to solve the problem.
Okay. Now I got it.
Airbnb, for example, Airbnb is there. What problem is Airbnb solving?
So people's requirement, like they don't need to buy any kitchen utensils or any other things. If they book a Airbnb, so everything will be available.
But what is the main problem they're solving?
People's requirements. So if they book motel or any other thing, uh, food basically, they can prepare food or it's like a homely feel.
They give you a home-like experience,
Yeah, homely feel.
and sometimes when you're traveling, you also get the essence of local culture. You stay in homes which are actually local homes. Like you can go to, let's say, Europe. You're staying in real how the locals live.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
This is the experience. So Airbnb says that as soon as the customer lands, the first thing that they experience is the local culture. So
Okay,
you will not get in the hotels.
hotels, true.
Just no problem that they're trying to address. It's not a problem, but it's the need of the customers. And always you don't have to solve or build for problems only. Sometimes there's a need for having a more comfortable way of being, need for more facilities. So that also is basically enhancing your experience.
Yeah.
Those kind of things like mobile phone is enhancing your experience. Anyway, mobile phone is a bigger debate because it also solves a lot of problems. So that,
Yeah.
right. So that example I gave. So let me come back. So you know the story of Cinderella, right?
Yeah, not really, not completely, but
Okay.
I know.
So let me quickly explain that in the interest of time, right? So Cinderella. So what Cinderella story goes like this: that Cinderella basically was a young girl when her mother passes away. Okay, then you will see. Just observe this graph. As I tell, you will notice that there are some ups and downs in this graph also that I put up
Okay,
as
okay.
in red dots, and the typical script writing, storytelling format, typical Bollywood movies, Hollywood movies. This is how they write stories. So what happens is first they show Cinderella very happy with their parents. Parents are also doing well. They're taking care of the kid, very happy. That's a starting point. And suddenly,
Okay,
two scenes you will see Cinderella's mother dies due to some illness.
okay.
So suddenly you will see dip in the mood of the story. So this dip, so it looks like a hook. It looks like a hook, no?
Yeah, yeah.
This is called as the hook method. Hook method means basically it is helping, it is actually trying to get the attention of the audience. So it keeps you gripped into the story. Like when I'm telling a story, I'm starting from a happy state and then suddenly I talk about a sad state of
Yeah.
Cinderella. So basically, it keeps the audience glued. This is called as hook method.
Okay.
Okay, so then what happens? Suddenly there is a improvement. Then they show Cinderella happily playing with the father taking care of her, etc., etc. And suddenly, okay, they say, okay, there's a glimmer of hope. She's actually now growing up into a young woman.
Mm-hmm.
So they show this. Cinderella is very happy, and they will also show, if you see the latest movie, this is the image that you see is a clip from the latest Disney movie on Cinderella. So she's a young, now she's also riding horses. She's running off into the forest, kind of just having fun on her horse, etc. That's her happy point. So you'll see a green spot.
Yeah. Greens are happy ones.
Right. So then what happens is, um, father decides to marry a woman. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that woman trapped this man who is a
Mm-hmm.
wealthy merchant,
Cinderella. Uh-huh.
right? And then father comes home with a stepmother and two stepsisters.
Oh, okay.
Then suddenly the mood in the story is happy or sad?
Sad.
It's sad. So automatically there's a dip in the mood of the story. Then
Mm-hmm.
plot indicates stepmother starts ill-treating her. They
Mm-hmm.
show scenes where the stepsisters are ill-treating her and making her do all the chores.
Mm-hmm.
The next dip. So you will see they're basically showing how Cinderella's life has moved from happy to miserable.
Okay.
And then you'll also see that she's put up with a lot of restrictions, and they don't let her wear good clothes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't even have friends except a few rats. And they're
Mm-hmm.
an attic or some place where no, it's really not a good place to stay. So these are all miserable conditions, and therefore it is represented by those three red dots.
Mm-hmm.
Then suddenly there is a improvement in the mood when Cinderella is usually having a horse, right? So she kind of goes out in the forest.
Okay.
Okay, she's riding, and then parallelly in the parallel scene, they're also showing the prince and his small group, which is on
Mm-hmm.
hunting spree, okay, which is on a hunting session. In the
Okay.
they're trying to hunt a deer, and the deer
Mm-hmm.
is trying to escape. And the deer comes in front of Cinderella. Cinderella
Mm-hmm.
says something very nice to the deer, and the deer
Mm-hmm.
escapes. And in all
Okay.
the the hunting party moves in another direction while the prince moves in the direction where Cinderella is. And
Okay.
accidentally he bumps into Cinderella,
Mm-hmm.
mesmerized by her beauty. And then
Mm-hmm.
as he is talking to her, she goes away. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a happy moment. It's a romantic moment. So you will see suddenly there's a glimmer of hope, there's a glimmer of happiness that you see in the scenes, correct? The
Yeah.
green spots. So you see suddenly the mood is going up.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? The prince comes back and is always dreaming about this beautiful woman. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they show. And now the prince is adamant. Now he wants to actually meet this woman.
Mm-hmm.
What he does is goes and announces all the people, all the women, young women in the kingdom are invited to this mega ball at the palace.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a happy point. At this time, it shows Cinderella in a market where she's buying stuff. Suddenly, there is the king's you know army comes in and then makes this announcement that all
Mm-hmm.
women are invited for this ball. So she's
Okay.
excited that she also wants to go to the ball. Blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Blah. So very happy scene. Then I
Okay.
also making plans to get ready for the ball, just like
Mm-hmm.
all young women. The scene cuts to where the stepmother and stepsisters are planning what is it that they need to wear so that they can impress the prince, so that they can get her one of her daughters married off to the prince.
Yeah. Okay.
Cinderella is also asking, what should I wear and etc. So that's when she gets insulted. Cinderella gets insulted that you are just a maid in the house, you need to stay in the house, you cannot go to the ball. So there's already a dip in the scene. So suddenly she's humiliated. She wears something her mother has given. So she wears her mother's dress. That mother's dress also is torn deliberately by her stepsisters, and she's left crying. She's left crying while the stepmother and stepsisters go to the ball.
Okay.
Crying. As she's crying, suddenly fairy godmother appears out of nowhere. Godmother says, so Cinderella gives her something to drink, and fairy godmother appears. Fairy godmother then asks Cinderella, what is it that you want? What is your problem? Cinderella explains this. And suddenly, the fairy godmother uses her magic, uses the magic wand to solve Cinderella's problems, converts the old gown into this beautiful blue gown. Also, she pumpkin into a carriage. She converts the rats into horsemen. Rats into horses. She two lizards into the carriagemen, right? Magic. And the fairy godmother says, go to the ball, but be sure the magic will wear off by 12 o'clock. So make sure you are back before 12. Okay?
Okay.
Magic will wear off. So now she's off. So there is an improvement in the scene, right? Suddenly Cinderella is hopeful. She goes to the ball. Once she goes to the ball, she meets the prince. Prince is so mesmerized. Nobody else can make out. The stepmother and stepsisters, the magic is there, so they cannot make out that this is Cinderella. So she dances with the prince. The prince and Cinderella take a walk in the garden. And then suddenly the clock is about to strike 12. She escapes from that place. She's running away from that place without actually bidding formal goodbyes. Then she leaves her, shoe there. Then you see the graph is only going upwards.
Upwards, yeah.
Right now there is hope for Cinderella. Then suddenly the shoe falls off, and now Prince is desperately looking for Cinderella with the help of the shoe. He sends his army or group to go check which woman is that, and then test the shoes on each of the women in the kingdom. It actually fits nobody. It fits nobody. And then finally, she's locked up in the stepmother's room. The prince kind of figures out, meets her, and then they marry and live happily ever after. That's the highlight, which is the green point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is the story of Cinderella. So what I really did was actually tell you a story of Cinderella going through a lot of ups and downs in the story.
Yes.
So this is nothing but in problem solving terminology or design thinking terminology called as story. Sorry, user journey. It's called user journey. User journey is what typically the user takes and encounters problems with. Let's say you want to solve a particular problem for the user. You have to travel that journey to understand the journey completely, to know where exactly they face the problem, what is the impact of the problem. Even while trying to spend a lot of time with the customer, trying to gather requirements, you are trying to travel their journey. A day in the life of the user is also a user journey. Trying to understand what a customer service agent does in a day is also called user journey. As a business analyst, as a business consultant, or as a problem solver, what you're trying to understand is what are those low points, which are actually friction areas, which are really problematic areas, which I should address and solve first.
Okay.
If you look at it, there may be 10 problems to be solved for the user. You need to identify those 10 problems. But there are some really good points or good moments for the user. They are not problems. So don't try to build solutions or features which are already doing well. For example, in an application, there are very good features. Okay, and there are some, or there are no features in some cases. So the journey is really good. Don't try to spoil that journey. Okay, don't try to spoil that journey for Cinderella.
Okay.
Address the red dots, not the green dots. Don't try to mess up the green dots. The green
Yeah.
dots always exist, and that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as business problem solvers, we need to address only the red dots. And these red dots actually become user stories.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this is the user journey. Why I told you this is until and unless you empathize with Cinderella, you feel for Cinderella's story, you cannot understand what her problems are.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to understand each of those tough situations which Cinderella is facing.
Mm-hmm.
Cinderella was a customer and you were to build an app. Cinderella is willing to pay for using your app to solve her problems. So a product or an application is just a medium for the problem for the customer to solve their problems. But what happens in the IT world or in businesses is that they're in so much in love with their own product that they forget about the customers. So I keep telling my audience that I ask this question: who is the hero in the story? Who
In the
is
Cinderella story.
who is the hero in the story?
Cinderella only.
Okay, some of them tell it's the prince. Some of them tell it is the shoe. Some of them tell give me crazy inputs. But Cinderella is the hero in the story.
Yeah.
And what about fairy godmother?
She's a magical, but
Okay.
still.
Okay. So let's take this whole concept into product management world, or let's take that into business analysis world. So here Cinderella is the customer in our context. The fairy godmother is business analyst solving the problem for Cinderella. And the application that they're building or the solutions they're providing is the magic wand.
Magical. Yeah.
So whether you're a product manager or an IT team solving customer problems or a business analyst who is solving customer problems, should realize that you are not the hero. But a lot of times the ego kicks in and they forget. They say, I, the supreme business analyst, is trying to solve this stupid customer's problem. And therefore, the concept or the customer centricity is lost there. You have to, first of all, the point must sink in that it's the you're an enabler, you're a fairy godmother.
Yeah.
And with the help of a magic wand.
Could you please repeat this last sentence because it got paused for a few seconds.
Okay. So what I'm saying is not the hero. The hero is the customer. As a analyst or IT teams or product manager, you are a fairy godmother. You are enabling the customer.
Yeah.
Okay, through your product. So I do not get a taxi on Uber. What will you do? You will start looking for a taxi on Lyft. So you don't necessarily have loyalty to a product. It's because you want to basically solve your problem. So product is a medium to solve the problem. So don't love your products. Love what the customer wants. Love customer problems. When you solve for customer problems, automatically your product is a hit.
Okay, got it.
And then you need to understand the user journey to figure out what are the problems. You should not build solutions where kill the prince, get Cinderella married off to someone,
Mhm.
she will stop whining, or she'll have a better life. Now you see how tragic that is. So all the happy points you should not solve for. Okay. So I hope you got the point. Customer.
Yeah, I got it.
So Cinderella is the hero. Cinderella is the customer here. So what
Yeah.
here is first step we need to empathize. So there's something called empathy map. An empathy map
Mhm.
is a medium or a tool or technique through which we understand Cinderella better. So here we are, what does Cinderella think? There are four different steps in which you need to understand Cinderella in and out, or understand your customer in and out very well. So here what
Okay.
happens, let's start with things. It says I will do all the chores to avoid getting beaten or humiliated. That's what
Mhm.
I'm thinking. I want to meet the prince. I saw him in the woods. I wish I could go to the ball hosted by the prince. I wish the stepmother and stepsister can change their behavior towards me. So she's thinking all this. Then
Yeah.
what do I feel? I feel if I do good, good things will happen to me.
Yeah.
Nice, no matter what. I also
Mhm.
with people who love and care for me. That's what she feels. What does she do? She does all chores at home, makes it to the ball to meet the prince. She leaves the ball in a hurry before the clock strikes 12. Hopes
Right.
finds her and sings from her window. Replies politely to all rude questions from stepmother and stepsisters. What does
Mhm.
she say? She literally says, why did my father leave me so early? What have I done wrong to face this behavior? I wish I had someone to share my grief. I want
Mhm.
to get away from this house. So you see, what you're trying
Yeah.
to do is you're trying to understand Cinderella's scenario completely in and out. And by
Yeah.
explicitly stating all this, you feel so much comfortable being in Cinderella's shoes.
Mhm.
This is the real empathy. But what happens most of the time, we don't spend enough time with the problem, empathizing with the customer. So this has to happen. So this is the empathize stage. So half the problem is solved if you understand what is the problem. If
Mhm.
the problem is solved when you understand what is the right problem. And most of the time it doesn't happen so.
Mhm.
Anyway, so this is best practices, which is basically observe your customers, validate objectively with data. Somebody says there's a revenue leak or it's taking too much time to resolve customer problems. What is too much time? Too much time is 30 minutes. Okay. How do you validate it's 30 minutes? You go back and look at the data on an average for the last 1 year to validate
Mhm.
it's really about 30 minutes. That makes sense. Then you, or maybe you're saying, hey, I'm spending a lot of money on Amazon. So then you go back and look at your list, your credit card bills, etc., to figure out how much on an average per month that you're spending on Amazon or any other purchases. So that's a great way to validate with data.
Okay.
Anyway, so this empathy map is fine. The next one is how do you define the problem? So you need to define the problem, right? So
Mhm.
two ways to do it. Always remember, even when you understand the customer, this is applicable. Okay,
Mhm.
jobs to be done is applicable in your case when you're working with customers. Jobs to be done is nothing but, so this is one of the ways to define what problem you want to solve. Jobs to be what jobs to be done. Secondly is how might we solve the problem so that there's a benefit. So
Mhm.
second one is an old statement where if I want to understand the problem, if I fit it into this particular format, I'm able to understand the problem better.
Mhm.
Explain this to you in detail. Why you need to do this to understand which problem to solve.
Yeah.
So let's understand this. Okay, so why do you think, have you seen this McDonald's milkshake?
Make McDonald's milkshake.
Yeah. So the milkshake, whatever, frappe or whatever that they
Yeah,
sell,
frappe I have seen. Yeah.
right? So frappe or whatever that they sell.
Mhm.
So a lot of the Americans actually take that to work. They take this large,
Yeah.
right, and they take burgers and they're off to work. So
Yep.
somebody
Mhm.
asked the question, why do they need this big milkshake? What purpose? What problem is it solving? So then they figured out that milkshake has a certain problem to solve. It has a certain job to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a job done for the user. You see my language, what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
It
getting.
gets a certain job done for
Mm-hmm.
the customer. That is why
Mm-hmm.
jobs to be done.
Jobs to be done. Yeah, okay.
Your application gets certain jobs done for the user,
Mm-hmm.
gets some job done for the customer. Your application gets some, Uber gets some job done for,
Customers.
okay, Bhavana wants to go from one place to another within stipulated period of time with a
Mm-hmm.
certain amount of guarantee or some consistency or some sort of confirming some sort of guarantee that she will reach a place within this much time and with at this price. So the
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you are getting. So these are the jobs which are being done by the app, Uber app, getting you
Oh.
from one place to another. First thing, safely, securely. Secondly, it is getting you from one place to another within a stipulated period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it is telling you on an average how much it would cost you.
Yeah.
So you want clarity on that. So these
Mm-hmm.
are the jobs. As a user, I want to, okay, so this is the situation. When I want to travel to a location, I want to take a certain, um, mode of transport, which guarantees me to get me within a certain period of time at a certain price safely and securely. Okay, so that I can reach there safely, securely within certain period of time and my money, something like that. So this is basically when I want to, so I can. What you need to understand, what are the jobs to be done. So here, interestingly, you will see milkshake has a certain purpose. It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
though. What do you think is the reason milkshake or that frappe does?
It tastes good, and then we can drink for a long time.
Okay.
And it has caffeine, so it will make us awake if it is a rush day or busy day.
Okay. So you're saying it keeps us awake
Mm-hmm.
and it fills
Yeah,
your stomach. And it fills your stomach because it is.
yeah, it fills our stomach too. Yep.
So based on some of the observations, they found out that
Mm-hmm.
when I'm going to work, for an average American, when they're traveling to work, they usually get bored to travel to work.
Mm-hmm.
Going to work, I want to drink a milkshake so that I'm not bored and so that I don't have to eat until 10 a.m. One is I want to avoid boredom, the boredom of traveling from my place to workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if it's 45 minutes, I want to, I don't want to get bored. So I want to keep sipping something. See, this is the power of observation. Okay. This is what was found out in research. Frank,
Okay.
that, I don't want to get bored. So you see, that's why they pick up a bigger glass
Yeah.
and keep sipping it. Okay. So that I'm
Mm-hmm.
bored. And secondly, that I don't have to eat anything until 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So that is basically because it is completely filled with sugar.
Yeah. It fills
Makes you
stomach.
satiated. So it does
Mm-hmm.
actually two jobs. If you see, one is it is basically killing your boredom. Next is it fills you up.
Mm-hmm.
Two jobs to be done.
Yeah.
So that okay, so I can, I'm not bored. And so that I don't have, okay, I want to drink milkshake so that I'm not bored and so that I don't want to. Okay, so it actually fits in format. You see, it says when I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
work. When does it happen? It's only when they go to work
Mm-hmm.
to not get bored.
I want to.
The problem or motivation. I don't want to get bored and expected
Mm-hmm.
is so that I don't have to eat until 10 a.m. So this is how you
Yeah.
put in a certain format. But jobs to be done is the latest way of figuring out themes or epics, not even epics, themes or MBA.
Mm-hmm.
when you write your minimum business increment or write your high level epics, you're actually like this.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I'm going to, I want to drink a milkshake. So board. Okay. So then I say whether I need to build a smaller cup or a bigger cup. What should be the capacity of the cup? What kind of material should it be made so that it is drip proof? How to create a better experience like that? I can build a lot of stories. Okay, so basically this is jobs to be done as a high level. So it's basically an epic or not even an epic. It's a theme or MBI, minimum business increment.
Okay.
Okay, so now similarly, if I apply this to Cinderella situation, when my stepmother or stepsisters give me a hard time, I want friends to confide in so that I can find courage to face my problems.
Yeah. When I
Okay,
want.
so jobs to be done. The other one is how might we? Anything, if you're able to fit in the how might we, you will understand clearly what is the problem and what is the benefit. Sometimes you want to understand, hey, what is the problem? But you also want to understand how is it benefiting the users. That's if you may get stuck. You understood the problem, but you don't know how to define the benefits. Very
Yeah.
way, how might we ensure Cinderella goes to the ball so that she can find a better life with the prince? So you see, when she finds a better life with the prince, all the misery, all the problems that she has will go away.
Go away. Yeah.
Right. So in a way, we are looking at a very, very high prioritized problem to solve. We are not saying give her a give her a good powerful weapon where she can kill someone or find a way to help her get away from the house, run away from the house, or give her some sort of you know mm, sound free headphones, something like that. So we are not giving all those solutions. Those solutions are low priority solutions. Like for example, I will not say send her to a ball to meet the prince is the highest. So you see, this is how you prioritize a kind of solution problem. So what is the problem she's facing? If you see, you can always put a 2 by 2. When in doubt and you have too many choices, too many features to build, you have to put it in a 2 by 2 frame. This is called
Okay.
the x-axis is less painful, more painful. Y-axis happens more frequently, less frequently.
Less frequent.
So on the right hand quadrant, you will see is where you're saying it. These problems happen more frequently and are more painful. I gave you the example of a doctor. You find a patient who has a headache versus somebody who is bleeding to death. You want to
Yeah.
address a person who is bleeding to death, that
Death.
falls in the rightmost quadrant, which is happens more frequently, more painful.
More painful.
You see that she's ill-treated by stepmother and stepsisters is a problem. Friends to share her problems is another problem. She does not safe and protected is another problem. So I kind of put this up on the top and then highlight saying this is the first problem to address. On the left
Okay.
side, you will also see cannot go to market whenever she wants. Yes, it's a problem, but is it a very painful problem? No.
No.
Not wear what she wants. Yes, it's a problem, but it's not a big problem.
Yeah. Painful.
Then I cannot leave the house and stay elsewhere, cannot sing freely whenever she wants, are some of the other problems as you observed. So then we want to address that she does not want to feel safe and protected. Okay,
Yeah.
safe and protected. What can happen? She needs somebody who will make her feel safe and protected. That feeling. That feeling will only come when she meets the prince. That's why we are saying, how might we ensure Cinderella goes to the ball so that she can find a better life with the prince? If she meets the prince will take care of her. What are the ideas that we are building? Send her to the ball to meet the prince. She can stay in a friend's house, running away from her house. Get her a powerful weapon to defend herself. Here,
Solution.
what do you call that? Noise free, noise cancellation.
Stepmother and 6 sisters.
Ideate. Then what are we doing after ideate? We're not going directly to test. We're doing prototype. What is a prototype here?
We need to proceed. Ball.
If that didn't work, we would have tried out something else. But that's our first idea. First idea is center to the ball. Is a prototype. What does a prototype consist of?
Magician. Go. Oh.
This is a complete package, right? Okay, it's like launching a small, MVP with basic features. These are some of the features. So now this is the prototype.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to test it. Let's say they made it to the ball. For some reason, Cinderella stayed back and then her magic changed. And then she was caught and then she was put in jail. Or let's say stepmother finds out, she accuses her and then kills her. Would have failed, right? So
Yeah.
then we would have to look for some sort of magic weapon or some sort of magic spell to again see how to get her out of that jail and then again find another solution. So you see, if this doesn't work, so prototype is, we are only testing out things. We don't know if it will work or not. And then from every launch, we launch, this is how we do demo to the customer, right? We do a prototype, and when we do to the customer, they kind of give us feedback that, hey, I want these changes, etc. So you learn from exposing that particular solution by doing a demo, get feedback, make changes. That's your prototype.
Okay.
Prototype is getting tested. So in our case, it is a website. So then you're actually testing this. Testing this means you're basically, when I test this, it is basically, I will have what is called as measure the response. Then I learn from it.
Measure.
Yes.
Mechanic changes.
Retest it. So like I do a demo, customer gives me feedback. Again, I test it. Again, I test it. Then if I see if the response is much better this time, then I'm okay. Then I see that, yes, the product has stabilized, the product has improved over a period of time. So this is how you need to apply design thinking in most of the cases. It's also, if you see, it is also seen as a double diamond method, where you start with a problem, you identify multiple problems, then you think that it is a problem, you start, then when you're doing research, talk to customers, do a user journey, spend more time, empathize with the customers, you'll figure out that there are multiple problems and you identify one problem that you want to solve. So when you figure out, then this is where you define one problem that you want to solve, the prioritized problem. Then you start figuring out, hey, what are those different solutions we can apply to solve this problem. And then you figure out one solution that you want to kind of solve for, and then you do prototyping and then testing. So this is a continuous process of improvement. The double diamond method consists of discover, where you are without any bias, just going on discovery mode, talking to customers, observing customers.
Okay.
Out in the explore define phase, hey, these are the 10 different problems, and I feel this is the most important problem to solve.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's try to understand what is the solution we need to build. We come up with a lot of solutions. That's why you see it's broad. Then you
Mm-hmm.
one solution that needs to work right now. So you finalize on one solution to work. How do you know that solution will work? You need to create a prototype.
Prototype.
You
Okay.
need to test it. So this double diamond method is design thinking for you. Empathizing, defining, creating, prototype, and testing.
And implement.
A continuous process.
Okay.
In the design thinking process, there's I was talking about user journey. This is another good example where, let's say you want to order dinner, you're coming home after a long day's work. Okay, so then you figure out there is no food at home. So your experience is bad, red dot. Then you go
Mm-hmm.
to research restaurants, you're feeling happy that you'll get to eat some tasty food. Finding out who delivers what's on their menu is taking time. There's
Yeah.
too many choices. You're already getting hungry and you're
Mm-hmm.
already angry. So basically, these are two different red spots. So
Mm-hmm.
where you can actually do something to remove the friction. Build some new features which reduces that friction. Then you call the restaurant. So I'm neither happy nor sad at this point. I
Mm-hmm.
learned that there is only they accept cash. I'm very, very angry right now because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Then I call another restaurant. So I'm neither happy nor sad because I don't know which way it goes. Then the food,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy. I eat it. I'm so satisfied. Happy experiences. What they say, try to solve for red dots. Realize there is no food at home. Can you give a solution for this? Or can you build a product for this problem?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of IoT, Internet of Things?
Internet of Things. Yeah.
Right? Like for example, you're in office, automatically your fridge communicates with you by dropping your SMS saying, "Hey, there's no milk at home, nor there is any food.
Mm-hmm.
Order some food and get some milk."
Yeah. Well, driving back, you
Okay,
can.
so there's an SMS coming to you directly from
Mm-hmm.
the fridge. The fridge is speaking to you, so the experience is much better. So they're trying to remove the friction from the um, process, through a product. So this is how you solve problems. And finding out who delivers what and what's on their menu. So can I improve the way I display food preferences? Okay. So based on my last 10 orders that I've made, I can figure out whether you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, whether you prefer chicken or you prefer something else. So
Mm-hmm.
I can make better suggestions for you automatically. Instead of throwing everything at you, I will, hey, last time you ordered this, you may like this. Why don't you try this? Make food suggestions so that way you reduce friction and you also lead to faster purchase.
True.
That they only take cash, straightforward. I want to build multiple payment modes so that the customer is able to make payment in any sort of format or modes. So those are the solutions you will provide. So this is how you understand the user journey. So persona is something that you need to build. See, this is a persona which was built. Now, if I'm a make my trip or where, or if I am a, travel app, right, where people book
Uh-huh.
or book flights. See, this is a office going or somebody who travels a lot. So this person is an executive who travels a lot. The problem that she faces is that every time she takes the same route, but still spends a lot of time booking hotels and flights. So she wants a good solution where somebody or some app can help her book her tickets to the same location and travel plans she can make and book the tickets much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Expression right now. Okay, so you will see this is what is called as building a persona. If I had to build this for Cinderella also, we will say, she's
Mm-hmm.
stepmother and stepsisters. Currently, she's facing a lot of humiliation. She would like to get out of this kind of a torturous life by finding someone who will protect her and take care of her, right? Taking care of her and protecting her, we try to build a solution around it by getting her married to the prince. Her personality is she's very nice. She's kind of an introvert. Blah 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 blah. Goals are that she wants to make friends. She wants to stay happy. Frustrations are she's irritated by her stepmother, stepsister. She also gets humiliated. She doesn't get whatever she wants to do. That's a
Yeah.
frustration. Here you will see her frustrations are too much time spent booking, too many websites to visit, not where and then what are the goals? To spend less time, to narrow her up quickly. So this is what is called as building persona or building a Janam Kundali of that customer. Like not customer, but customer type. I interview 100 students. Some students are studious, some students don't want to study, some students are average. So if I create 3 different categories, each category is a persona, then I can build solution for each of these students. What the studious student wants to see on the app is different from what a less studious student wants to see on the app versus what the average student wants to see on the app. We agree?
Yeah.
So like that, you need to build different solutions for different customer types. So you need this persona is one such effort to understand customer in and out or customer group in and out completely. This is a classic persona. Define a problem statement. We did that. Lean experiments, I will skip. It's too much for you to consume at this point. So we build prototype, then we are testing. Yeah, stakeholders, user personas. Yeah, I think some. So I hope you got a kind of understanding on how to look at problems, how to solve.
Problems. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You always start with something abstract, and then you go ahead and build a kind of prototype to get to. So what we are doing, somebody already has an idea. Somebody is telling us what to do. As business,
Yeah.
we are already here in prototype building it because somebody has already envisioned it.
Yeah.
And they are telling us what to do, and then we are only in these two spaces. But what
Prototype at least.
is, as a problem solver, how do you know what this person is thinking and telling us is the right solution? We need and this as well. All these three, only then we will feel comfortable. In business analysis, you may not get that scope, but you have the flexibility to understand and ask the right questions. Then you know why these solutions were built. What were the problems? What was done to understand this problem? Once you picture, you enjoy the whole problem solving process. So we are in this space. You need to also appreciate and understand why this is happening. A lot of developers, a lot of testers don't know that. They don't know what problems they're solving, how many millions of lives they may save through this solution. So when you have that kind of motivation, it's a different way to work. So this clarity is necessary. Okay, so this is a 5-step design thinking process that you can apply anywhere.
Okay, got it.
Because next time when you work, at least you will have this in mind. So you will at least take steps to work in this direction.
Yeah, that's true. But I got some idea about design thinking.
So people spend a lot of time, many days to do this. So if you have any more questions, any problem that you want to take through the design thinking process, happy to help. Okay.
Okay.
So that's pretty much for today. Let's connect tomorrow to do test case management, and change management. Let's do test case management tomorrow. Let's spend some time creating test.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay.